Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Alibaba price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And starting on the 4 days chart here, we are looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 potential leading diagonal toward the upside can of course unfold here. And that because of course your wave 2 has reached the bottom almost, just a very tiny gap before reaching it, meaning it has hit the 886, and that of course might means of course this can be a wave 2 only for a leading diagonal and not of course for an impulse. Another scenario can be of course a wave C here after A, B, and you're looking for a wave C. A wave C can hit the 886 as well and moving impulsively toward the upside. Currently, we're looking, of course, for continuation for higher, potentially here in 1, 2, and then potentially several 1, 2s toward the upside. Unless this will unfold, of course, something else as corrective. We have to be careful with it, with the scenario where you might finish a wave A, B here, and a C toward the downside, meaning if you found a psychology here after a move toward the upside and then an impulse toward the downside, psychology potentially can be found here exactly, and then A, B, and a C toward the downside. However, higher possibility is still going for the high prices. If we dive inside it, of course, where we see, of course, is this impulses that it might have started. We have a 1, 2. We have several 1, 2s here, and then looking for a wave 3 toward the upside. And inside these 1, 2s, in case, of course, they are corrective, you might have finished here a W, X, and a Y. You have to be careful with it as well, of course. Your wave Y here is, of course, a flat A, B, and a C. This can be a wave C, finishing, of course, a flat here. And, of course, you have a zigzag toward the upside and another flat potentially here, and finishing a W, X, and a Y internally. So you have to be careful from it as well, yeah, in case we see a further drop downs. Currently, we're still fine where we are still looking to a correction after a move toward the upside on the 1 hour chart, because this is of course an impulse. You see 3 waves toward the downside, so this make you much more a little bit comfortable that the price might of course move for higher soon or later, whatever this correction is gonna end. However, if we have here 3 waves down for an A, you already got 3 waves up for a B, and you're looking for an expanding flat toward the downside. Meaning right now, if we are looking for the next fib level 0.38, it might be of course a potential by even taking here the fib levels to see the confluence for a wave C in an expanding flat. And here we go. Here is the magic of Elliott wave, where we can see of course the confluence between the targets here and 0.38 and 0.5 for 1.618, which is the most common target for a wave C. So basically we can of course let's label this in a better way. Of course the bullish scenario here did not unfold. We see of course invalidation, so we're gonna remove this. And of course we have an A, B, and a C toward the downside as expected as well in case of bearish scenario. And we see right now, of course, potential impulse toward the downside. Now this can be, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. It can turn it into running flat, so be careful with it as well. It might move for higher again. But in case that we are looking for a wave 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5, this is how you would like to see the price action moving, of course, toward the downside for a wave C. Don't forget the running flat. A running flat is a finished 5 waves, as you can see right now, so be careful from it. It has a high chance, yeah, to be turning into a running flat because you finished an impulse. And this, of course, after having 3 waves down, 3 waves up, you finished a wave C as an impulse, potentially, of course, failing to take the low, meaning this can turn into, of course, a running flat. A running flat, you would like to see a reversal. You would like to see 5 ways up again, 3 ways down, continuation for higher prices. Unless, of course, so how you can figure it out, of course, by having the wave 2 fib levels. So now you have to walk with it step by step. Of course, in case we are bullish, we finished in a running flat potential. Yeah, so be careful from it. And if we are moving for higher, 0.38 is a minimum requirement. Meaning in both case scenario, you have to move for higher sooner or later, yeah, after finishing this wave 5, in case it's not finished yet, maybe one more single drop, and then moving for the 0.38. Yeah. In case, of course, this 0.38 shows a strong reaction taking this low, meaning, of course, you're continuing for a wave 3. If you see the price, of course, moving for higher, which is the perfect fib levels for a wave 2, 0.7, of course, still, of course, can be a wave 2 for a wave 3, 4, and a 5. Unless you hit the 886. Once you hit the 886, meaning you're gonna take the low sooner or later, higher potential that you move continuously toward the upside after, of course, this running flat. Yep, so this was for Alibaba. Basically, in an overview, you're still, of course, very bullish because even if we drop down here for wave C, you might continue, of course, after this move towards the upside, and obviously this is a correction. You want to see the trend continue. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.